Mason is scared of me.
You think I'm scared of playing you? Are you kidding me?
Fantasy football, man, and the things he does to you.
You are the most delusional fool in this league.
Do not test the fantasy gods.
All right, so I can't even do this with a straight face, man. What a whirlwind of emotions. What a whirlwind of craziness that happened yesterday. First and foremost, I would like to update the people as the commissioner of this league, which, by the way, when we were in Austin, I said, anybody want to be commish? I don't want to do it. Nobody raised their hand. So I'm doing it. As you guys see, I'm the analytical one here. I'm the one who talks about playoff scenarios. I'm the one who recaps matchups most of the time. I'm the one who talks about that kind of stuff, the waivers that no one wants to do, because I care about the integrity of fantasy football. So absolutely did not have anything to do with the devs being removed. The devs were re-added well before kickoff. No harm, no foul. No big issues there. They set their own lineup on their own volition because I was not a part of setting their lineup. They were going to do it the whole time. They were clearly trolling, as I said numerous times during last vlog. They set their lineup. Jahmyr Gibbs scores 37 points. Not only did they do that, they actually picked up a defense. No one forced them to. They did it. Seattle's defense, for some reason, was dropped by Sammy Stacks coming off of a 32-point game and the #1 defense in fantasy football this season. No harm, no foul there. Avery talking about communism. Shut up, dude. Classic American bringing politics into something that has absolutely nothing to do with it. Literally shut up. Mason getting a lot of details wrong. That's nothing new. Sal egging Danny on. Devs egging Danny on. Let's cut Danny some slack here. That is the end of the commissioner press conference. I hope all of my subjects trust my leadership going forward. I will be running for another term next year because clearly nobody wants to be commissioner of this league, and I will fall on the sword. I will do it for the people. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So, because I am still kicked from the league, I am here alone on a stranded island by myself. I no longer have access to the app. I can't see my scores. Apparently, some of dev team has got back on the app, and we did set a team. We set a team just like we said we were always going to, but I don't have access, so I can't see anything. Apparently, Gibbs did well, but I truly have no idea. I'm left in the dark, and it's just me and this feral child that apparently can walk on water. But I guess, like any good island movie, I should probably just start to hallucinate somebody to talk to. And who better than our opponent this week, Thomas. So how to best describe Thomas? Thomas is like a raccoon that lives in the wall of your house and you're not sure if they're still there or not. Also, like a raccoon, Thomas operates solely at night. So if you do happen to see him during the day, watch out. He could be rabid, but yeah, that's all the raccoon facts I know.
All right, guys, it is Sunday morning of week 14, and we have a matchup today against Nick the Editor. Now, you would think, okay, doesn't really matter a whole lot, maybe for seeding, but there's a little wrinkle here that has not been talked about, and that is the fact that the 3 seed in this playoff gets to pick their matchup in the first round. Now, this is very important for us. We are in pole position to get that 3 seed. A win against Nick the Editor today, and we secure it, and it is ours, and we will get to pick our matchup in the first round of the playoffs. Now, Avery and the Devs are 2 teams that could end up in 6th. And in a normal bracket, we would have to play them. But with the 3 seed, that may not be the case. So a matchup that seems meaningless on the surface here in week 14 could define the Fan Wagon's playoff run. Holy did T. Higgins catch that? He's got 2 feet down. Oh my word, T. Higgins. T. Higgins touchdown. Devon Achane touchdown. Travis Etienne touchdown. Let's go, baby!
I'm going to buy my dream bike, so sadly I'm not getting to watch the games for this hour, but I can check the app and see that as of 1:22 Central Time, it looks like Bush is about to score the fewest amount of points in this league when he's fighting for his playoff life. You're fighting for your playoff life. Sal's only scored over 100 points this week and you can't do anything? Like, literally, Thomas is going to lose. So it's down between Bush and Badake for this playoff spot. Bush is selling. Badake may take down Avery, and Badake may go from being 0-6, destined to never win a game this year, to making the playoffs.
All right, so some good news for Team Monk. That's Dalton Kincaid. He finds the end zone. He's back. We finally have our tight end back. And Lamar Jackson's using his legs to score touchdowns. Bijan literally just fumbles as I watch this.
but we're doing okay still. We're doing okay. Sal, not really having a great day. Badake's doing pretty good, so we got to monitor his point production. Thomas is kind of getting waxed by the devs. It looks like we're going to have a sweat here. It looks like we're going to have a real chance to actually get into the fantasy playoffs. Let's go.
Okay, so the early window goes pretty well for us. T. Higgins, big game. ETN, 2 touchdowns. Achan gets hurt, but the game was over when they pulled him. He had a touchdown before that. And then the late window starts, and immediately Brock Bowers and Michael Wilson both score touchdowns. So we're hanging on to this 3 seed. It looks like Bush might be making the playoffs and would be our choice if we don't go for the Devs or Avery, but there's still hope. I'm still holding on to that 3 seed.
Massive developments in the Flock League. I am on pace to beat Sal. That is what I needed to do, taking care of business. I'm also on pace to drop the most points between me, Thomas, and Badake, which is the other thing that I needed to go right. And Thomas is getting wiped by the devs because the Seahawks players just absolutely wiped him. I might make the playoffs. Not only might I make the playoffs, I'd say there's like a 90% chance at this point in the early window, just closing up the late window games, just starting. I'm probably in the playoffs. And you know what? As bad as some things have happened this season, some bad decisions, some terrible start sits, some whatever bad pickups on waivers and stuff, everybody's 0-0 now. It looks like Sammy's gonna win his matchup. That's probably who I'm playing in week 1 of the fantasy playoffs. And I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to be a part of the dance. Before anybody says anything, the devs were added back into the league immediately. They set their own lineups. Nothing came of the whole drama on Thursday, as much fun as that was for you guys in the comments. Nothing changed. They set their own lineups. It was good to go. And I'm going to be in the playoffs. So I'm not leaving. Let's go.
Is that a Blake Corum touchdown? Is that a Kyron Williams vulture? You love to see it.
Who's that?
I think that isn't Blake Corum.
Josh Jacobs touchdown? Looks like we're dropping 160 on the bug.
Oh, isn't this rich? I see a message in the chat from Mason, and he goes, at Badake, at Thomas, put up a fight. We can't have Bush in the playoffs. Mason, Evelyn, definitely his middle name Dodd, is scared of me. Me, the guy who came in last place last year, lost the toilet bowl. Mason, the all-time winningest record Dodd, is scared to have me in the playoffs. Why? Because he knows his team isn't very good, probably. Saquon stinks. Not a lot of talent on that roster. And he's terrified that if we somehow play each other in the playoffs, that he will lose to a Canadian at fantasy football. So, Mason, all I know is that I'm apparently rent-free in your head. Why should you, the 2 seed, be concerned with my measly little 6 seed ass, my Canadian ass sliding in to the fantasy football playoffs in this league? Is it just so you can't say that FSC's never been to the playoffs anymore? Or are you worried I'm going to win more playoff games than you?
Bush, if you think I want you in the toilet bowl because I am scared of you, you lost your goddamn mind. Why would I want you in the toilet? I want you to lose this league again, buddy. You think I'm scared of playing you? Are you kidding me? You're gonna come out here and say that my team is trash. I just dropped 160 this week. I've won more games in this league than anybody else ever. Back-to-back seasons in this league earning a bye. And I'm scared of you. No, I'm not freaking scared. I want you to be at the Denny's. I'm going to be watching that 24-hour live stream of whoever loses this league at the Denny's. And oh my gosh, it would be the best 24 hours of my life if you were in there, because you are so arrogant. You're talking trash on my name when I've outscored you all year, beat you all last season, and now I'm dropping 160 points this week and you scored 115. You are the most delusional fool in this league. But congrats on making the playoffs. And honestly, have you officially secured it? Let me see. It's not official, but you are pretty likely in there. So congrats. I will give you your flowers. I will give you your credit.
No, Mason, I don't think that's it. I don't think you just want me in the toilet bowl. I think you're mad that I kicked your little buddy out of the playoffs. Flock Fantasy is no longer always in the playoffs because Thomas is going to be golfing. Yeah, I do think you're scared. I think you're scared to admit that you don't want to face somebody who can make you look bad, which would be me, because, you know, you're the team of destiny and
you're destined to not win a playoff game again.
I need to give massive credit to one person in this league, and that is going to be Nathan Schmidt. Nathan, everybody in this league came out here, including myself, and we clowned on you when you traded away Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Derrick Henry for Puka Nacua, Alec Pierce, and Jalen Warren. After I just watched Puka Nacua drop 35 points on my head, which I'm pretty sure Justin Jefferson hasn't scored a combined 35 points since you traded him away, I will be man enough to say I was wrong. You were right. You made a good trade, and your team is better for it. Unlike Sal Vetri, who for whatever reason feels the need to lie, feels the need to pretend that he thought you won the deal from the very beginning. No, Sal, what? You called this the worst trade that you've ever seen. You said it was the worst trade in league history that Nathan got robbed. So instead of trying to rewrite history, just take your L. Accept you were wrong. I'm willing to do it, but I don't need a lie in this league. You know why? My stats back it up. I've won more games in this league's history than anybody else. Back-to-back years, finishing top 2 in the league, earning a bye into week 16 of the playoffs. So I'm secure. I'm willing to come out here and admit when I was wrong. Admit when Nathan's made a good trade. And buddy, I'm proud of you. You're learning. Maybe next year you can sniff the playoffs.
Now, as much as I would love to gloat about how the Puka trade has turned out for me, I still have a lot of work left to do. This trade has yet to save me from going to Denny's. I have a matchup next week where hopefully I can get out of the Denny's competition. If not, then I'll be competing in a 3-team competition the following week. And then if not, I'll be in the Toilet Bowl final again. So a lot of work to be done here. Here's all I'm gonna say. When I made this deal, I'm pretty sure I'm on record saying that I just wanted to see the world burn. What I did not realize was gonna happen is that I was going to single-handedly burn Danny's team to the ground. This man has lost like 7 or 8 straight games. Actually, I think he's winning this week. So he has broken his losing streak, finally. Very happy for him. But now we're both in the same boat. Ironically, even though I won the trade, I'm still competing for the Denny's crown. Look, I told you that and I'll tell you again now. It was never about winning the trade. That was just a slight bonus. The real reward, the real treasure that I hold so close to my heart from that deal, you know who it is. You know. He scored 35 points on Sunday.
Oof, what a glorious day of football it was. Let's take a look around the Flock League, shall we? Because the biggest storyline coming into this week, other than the fact that the dev team was booted from the league on Thursday, was what was going to happen with the last playoff spot. It was a 3-horse race between myself, Badake, and Thomas. And your boy, T-Monk, is a playoff team from the ashes. We were in the mud last year. The loser punishment, Avery's shirt is in my closet. We are in the playoffs, and it feels damn good because when you look at my matchup, unless somehow Sal gets like a 40 burger from the Texans, which won't happen, we are looking at a big time matchup win. He has Herbert tomorrow, but I have Vlad McConkey. It's all but over in that matchup. Thomas loses at the hands of the devs, who set their own lineup. No interference whatsoever from the commissioner. They join back, they set their lineup, they take care of business, and Thomas is out of the playoffs. Badake could still win against Avery. He is, projected 30% chance of winning, but it won't matter because his team is done and he didn't outscore me. And I came into the week with more points than him, and I still have a player left. So he's out. He is the 7 seed. And Avery could, if Avery wins this game, he actually could move to the 3 seed because looking around the rest of the league, the matchup between Danny and Zach has no meaning whatsoever because they are both the bye week teams in the Toilet Bowl, and the matchup between Nathan and Mason doesn't really mean anything either because Mason was locked into the 2 seed and Nathan couldn't make the playoffs. So the only matchup that we really have to monitor going into Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football here is the matchup between Sammy and Nick the Editor. And the reason for that is because if Sammy loses this matchup, which he is currently projected to lose narrowly to Nick the Editor, Quentin Johnston and Kansas City's defense yet to go for Nick, and then Kaimi Fairbairn, Philadelphia's defense yet to go for Sammy. If Sammy loses, to Nick the editor here. Because of points for tiebreakers and whatnot, he would drop below the dev team. He would also drop below Avery, assuming Avery beats Badake. And all of a sudden, Sammy is now the 5 seed, and him and probably Avery would play each other in the first round, leaving me to play against the dev team in the first round, which I do not want to do. So I am very much rooting for Sammy, as much as I think Sammy has a good team and got a bunch of guys that are peaking kind of at the right time. I don't want to play the devs. So I would like Sammy to take care of business, and hopefully Quentin Johnson doesn't do much. But that is the look around the league. That is what we have going in to Sunday Night Football. Good luck to everybody in the Flock League. And what a glorious day it is, because Team Unk has a playoff berth. We got Canadian representation in the playoffs all over the place. Let's get it.
Late window's over. And because Michael Wilson decided for the second time this year to turn into Jerry Rice, we have a sweat. So I'm up by around 2 points. I have the Texans kicker, Cammy Fairbairn, and I have the Eagles defense tomorrow night against Nick's Quentin Johnson tomorrow night, and the Chiefs defense on Sunday Night Football. So it's pretty heads up, 50-50. It's probably gonna come down to Cuge. Does Cuge do anything, or does he not do something? Nick, as his goodbye gift to the 2025 Flock League, because he won't be competing in the toilet bowl, as nobody wants to see Nick the editor in a Denny's. This is his last matchup of the year, and he's going out with a bang. Unfortunately, it had to be at our expense.
So, because I still don't have access to the app, and she can walk on water, I had her go find one of the dev team and find out for me how we're doing so far. And she returned with Thomas's severed head. So I guess we won. She didn't even wear gloves. She's pretty hardcore.
Well, I have to be 100% honest with you guys. I found out that this week meant nothing. I started Jaden Daniels over Matthew Stafford to have fun, and then, you know, we know what happened. Jaden Daniels got injured. Another boo-boo. Another guy on my team with the boo-boo. However, I really didn't pay attention to the league for the rest of the week when I found out it meant nothing. You know, Brandon Aubrey had 24 points. Brandon Aubrey accounted for over 27% of my fantasy points this week. Okay, here's the thing. In the past 15 minutes, things have really gone Team Zach. Firstly, if Corey wins Best Ball Mania, he's going to give me $5,000. Lock that deal up. If Danny wins Best Ball Mania, he's going to give me a new COD for free. If Mason wins Best Ball Mania, he's going to upgrade us to business class for next year. Not a bad way to end the week, I guess.
So many emotions for the fan wagon on this Monday morning of week 14. The 3 seed is huge. Getting to pick my opponent, probably going to be Bush. I'm going to try and avoid Avery and the devs. I just think those teams are stronger. Now, Devon Achane left Sunday's game. It looks like he's going to be fine. And then T. Higgins, after exiting the game on Sunday, goes back into the game, scores 2 touchdowns. Now he's placed in concussion protocol for the second time in a month, which I'm seeing that sometimes that normally means an IR stint. So just so many emotions. Getting the dub tonight is enormous to just give us the best shot of winning in week 15, especially if we don't have T. Higgins. Fantasy football, man, and the things it does to you.
My matchup really hasn't been that interesting this week, so I'll spare you the clips and I'll tell you this. I care more about what happens in the Sammy versus Nick matchup tonight on Monday night as we finish out than I do, my team sucks, but I'm going to make the playoff. Badake's team sucks and he's going to miss the playoffs. I'm sorry, Badake. Probably should have supported me for my run for league commissioner, but you do you, buddy. Now you're sitting in the toilet bowl for the second straight year. See ya. And honestly, I need Quentin Johnson to have a legacy game tonight. I need you, Nick, my not bald yet friend, gave you some credit there. I need you to instill into QJ the confidence that I had instilled in him when he was on my team and he was good. Because when I traded him to you, he's been bad. Because I don't know what you've done to him. I need QJ to have a big game. The reason being, if Sammy loses, the devs would then be the 3 seed in the playoffs. I don't have to face the devs in the first round, and I have a much higher chance of advancing out of the first round if I don't play the devs team. So, Quentin Johnson, a legacy game tonight. Please, I am begging you. And we're going to hope that we don't have to face the dev team in round 1.
Last year, I was a hypocrite. It was me selling you guys, not the other way around. I lost at fantasy football to this man, Avery. I had to wear his t-shirt. It was embarrassing. I was a hypocrite. You guys probably sensed that I had something to prove this year. And even though this season didn't go my way, record-wise, we're in the dance. And you know what? Now that I'm in, I'm not leaving. I said I'm not fucking leaving. This is my house. They're going to need a wrecking ball to get me up out of here. They're going to need the National Guard, the CIA, because I'm not going anywhere. So anybody out there, Sal, Mason, Avery, Devs, Sammy, I'm coming for you. Team Unk is back where he belongs, and we're taking this thing down. Peace out.
I'm sure you're crying already. I'm about to cry. What an inspiration Corey is to everybody in the Flock League. This is when the blind kid gets subbed into the basketball game and uses his stick, and then he hits the basket. Everybody, the crowd goes wild, and everybody storms the court for him. Corey's the blind kid, and he hit the basket somehow. I don't know how. You can tell this is new for him, and so bear with him as he makes some of his clips, describing some of his feelings making the playoffs. But, man, you have to choose between Disney World or the Flock League. Where do dreams actually come true? It's the Flock League, no brainer.
Now, I don't really remember anything that happened on Sunday. I don't really remember what I did. All I remember is that Puka Nacua scored 35 fantasy points. Gosh, I love that guy. Don't make it stop. I would gladly go 0-69 if it meant Puka Nacua was on my fantasy team scoring 35 points. I've been sick for 2 weeks, just starting to feel a little bit better. Probably was healed by Puka Nacua's 35 points. Almost Christmas time. Christmas already came. Puka scored 35 points. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a puka on a fake tree.
It's the weirdest thing. Looking through the studio, and I'm looking at our signed Puka Nacua jersey, and there's lipstick stains all over it. I wonder who could have done that.
You may be wondering, oh, where is Sal? Where is Avery? Why haven't we seen them in this video? I just wanted to put this out there on the record. After Sal came out taking shots at me earlier in the week, taking shots at everybody, saying, oh, Danny's a clown. Oh, I'm going to pick Mason in the playoffs. He didn't score 100 points this week. What did he do? Sal scored 85 points this week. Why haven't we seen Avery? Avery's not going to crack 100 points either. It looks like the top teams in this league are flailing, while yours truly is dropping 160, getting ready to go into the playoffs. I dare you to choose me. See what happens. And yeah, I'm sure you're not going to. I'm sure you're going to pick on Bush. I'm sure you're going to pick on the fan because you don't want this heat.
Well, Mason woke up with a little pep in his step this morning. I know, that man woke up and said, looked in the mirror and said, you are handsome. You are smart. And you're going to tell Sal and Avery that they suck. And it's working for him. It's great. It's great energy. His hair looks weird. It looks like it hasn't seen the light of day in a week. Does anybody know where's Mason's hair been? Looks like it's been under a hat or something. I wonder how that happened.
So here's the deal. Bush didn't know that he could still technically miss the playoffs. Okay. So obviously we got the game going, blah, blah, blah. But going through and looking at this, I had sent a message previously. I said I would do disgusting things for a Keenan Allen touchdown. And the reason for that is Thomas is obviously fighting for that last playoff spot with Bush. Bush thought he was safe, but Bush technically only has 3 more points scored than Thomas so far this season. So if Thomas can score 3 more points than Bush, then Thomas keeps his playoff spot. And Lad McConkey, 2.2 points, 5 minutes to go. All we really need with Thomas down by 7 is a single Keenan Allen touchdown. Please, God, if you are up there, please answer this one prayer. Keep Bush in the toilet bowl for eternity, because my life is damn good right now, and I need everything to be in perfect order, and I need Bush to be where he belongs.
So late into the fourth quarter on Monday night, and I am still live. My terrible team hasn't even scored 100 points. I've already lost my matchup. And yet, with a long Keenan Allen touchdown, I could still get there in one play. But I've accepted my fate either way, whether I make the playoffs or lose next week in the playoffs. The Devs could have let me in if they wanted to, but my team does not deserve to be in the playoffs.
Oh, that kick right there by Digger the kicker. Hook 'em horns, by the way. I was at UT with him. Makes this a real game. Right now, that
score between Thomas and Corey is cut down to 1.5 points. And we're going to overtime. You see Nathan in here in the chat. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, look at that. About 103 versus 104.2. And let me show you all the points for so far this year. I promise you, I would rather Corey I would rather Corey lose the league than I win the league at this point. Screw the $10,000. Corey at the Denny's would be the best thing in this league's history. Look at this. Right now, the gap between them is about 2.8 points. That's what we're sweating. Keenan doesn't even need a touchdown now. He just needs a couple receptions in overtime. I freaking love this league. I love this beautiful game that is fantasy football.
So, once safe lead, because Ladd McConkey hasn't really done anything, is now evaporated to 5 points. We're going to overtime on Monday Night Football. If I lose to Thomas, so be it. That is the way the cookie crumbles. Monday night giveth, Monday night taketh away. But hopefully I hold on here. We'll see what happens.
Oh, don't give me hope like this. Now we're into overtime. I still need 5 points out of Cameron Dicker or Keenan Allen. At least I got a sweat, which is better than I thought yesterday, but now they're giving me hope again. Ugh.
I was in my bed. I was about to sleep until I realized there was a chance that Bush could lose. And I'm firing back up the system. I gotta see this. Dicker the kicker, just put Thomas ahead by 3. If this happens, I don't care if I win or lose. This would be the best thing that has happened in the Flock League this year.
All right, this is 54 yards. I have no idea how many points that would be, but what's going to happen here? That looks like it is good. I have no idea how many points that is, but it maybe puts Thomas close. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, no way. Oh, no way. Thomas takes the lead. Oh, how many points? Okay, so that's 107.98. Let's do the math here. This is going to be down to the very, very end. Okay. Let's do this together. Oh my gosh. 1588.552. We need every decimal included here, right? And then going over and looking at Thomas coming into this, 1585.72. So Thomas was down by 2.8 points. Bush scored 104.26. That's 107.06. Thomas, 107.98. Look, this is insane. Badake, sorry. I'm not sorry at all, brother. You spent so much time saying I was scared. Okay, the only scenario in which this flips is the Eagles kick a field goal, and then the Chargers get the ball again, and Ladd McConkey has a reception. But as of now, the wildest comeback in league history. I don't even know if they did a preview coming into this, because what had to happen? You had to have Cam Dicker and Keenan Allen outscore Ladd McConkey by like 23, 24 points, and it happened. Oh my gosh. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know what this means? The Flock Fantasy team, Thomas and myself, 2 years into this league's history, we are 4-0 in terms of making the playoffs versus the toilet bowl. We only know greatness. And let's not speak about FSC. Let's not even go there.
The Chargers pick it. Bush is oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't care what else happens this season, dude. What a freaking night. Let's freaking go. See ya, Bush.
This is so perfect on so many levels.
but I just have one thing to say. Actually, I have a lot of things to say. First off, Bush, you look really great in that suit. I would love to see you wear that suit as you're trying to play to avoid sitting in Denny's for 24 hours. I mean, everything that could have gone perfectly wrong for Bush just went perfectly wrong over the last 3 hours. Do not test the fantasy gods. You do not post a victory speech before you have locked it in. 0.92 points is going to live in infamy in the Flock League forever.
Monday Night Football just ended, and Bush today went from recording a victory speech, quoting the great Jordan Belfort, to it all falling apart, and he loses. Well, he doesn't lose, but Thomas makes up the points, and Thomas is going to be in the playoffs as the current 6th seed. We'll see who I choose. We held on for the victory. Eagles defense came in clutch. The craziest collapse of all time. Absolute cinema on Monday night of week 14 in the Flock League. Nathan is right. 0.92 points. If that's whatever the number is, will live on forever.
Yes! No stat corrections. Nothing changes. Hold the line here.
So the game's over, and let this be a lesson to everyone. If you think you got it bad, I just lost a playoff spot because we get 5 points for 50-yard field goals. I lost a playoff spot by 0.92 fantasy points for to Thomas. And I can't help but laugh knowing that earlier today I recorded a clip in Jordan Belfort fashion saying that they were going to need a wrecking ball to get me out of here. So it's ironic. My childhood crush wrote a song called Wrecking Ball. So here goes. Thomas came in like a wrecking ball. He ended my playoff hopes. All I wanted was to win the Flock League.
Quick update for you. The blind kid, as it turns out, hit the backboard, shot it up, and airballed it. He's blind. You can't blame him.
What an absolute heartbreaker for Corey. I mean, what he has gone through, everyone essentially going against him, specifically Mason, people laughing at him. I thought the Fantasyland boys were down in the dumps. We both had injury-prone teams. We both weren't doing good. But the bullies that are coming for the FSC boys are crazy right now. So look, Bush, I've definitely have bullied some. I just want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you're going through. I don't know what's better. You having hope right until the very end, for the game to go into overtime, and then for you to lose by a Cameron Dicker 50-yard field goal. I'm sorry.
Oh, and by the way, this is now the second year of the existence of the Flock League and the second straight year where 5 creators are duking it out in the toilet bowl. Thank you, Thomas, for owning Cameron Dicker.
Well, they say it's lonely at the top, and I experienced that during last year's regular season. This year, however, about 5-6 weeks ago with the state of my team, I realized we were going to be in the toilet bowl. There's a lot of people today whose dreams are being crushed. So I just want to officially welcome, extend a welcome hand, opening the door. Welcome into the family, officially to Bush, Badake, Nathan, and Danielat. I just want to welcome you guys to the toilet bowl, and welcome on in. Make yourself comfortable, let's have some fun, boys. Let's have some fun. This is the real competition out there. Let's be honest. Who gives a fuck who's winning the league? All right, the toilet bowl is what I care about at this point.
I am going to do something incredibly reckless. And I have to tell my fiance the good news. Like, she is going to be upset I'm waking her up, but it's worth it. Hey, babe. I know. But can I tell you something? It's really important.
Are you filming me?
I'm not filming you. I'll film you now.
Don't.
Okay, but can you listen to me?
Mason, I was asleep.
I know, but it's important. Corey's in the toilet bowl again.
Are you going to have to shave your head?
No, I'm not gonna shit my... Corey's in the toilet bowl.
Okay. I don't know what that means. I was asleep.
Well, you heard it from her. Big things are happening in the Dodd household.
This is my house. They're gonna need a wrecking ball to get me up out of here. They're gonna need the National Guard, the CIA, because I'm not going anywhere.